What's up, gamers? How you doing? It's John, and thank you for tuning in. This video, we're going to take a closer look at this new countercade slash kind of mini cocktail table that I got on Etsy.com recently. It's Donkey Kong themed, very cool. The company that does this, also the guy who does this anyway, also does a Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man theme as well. I think they're really cool. I like Donkey Kong. It's one of my favorite arcade games of all time. What's included? It's got a JAMA board which has 60 games in one. Basically, you can see here on the monitor, the screen, includes all the Donkey Kong games, most of Pac-Man games, Frogger, Galaga, Galaxian, a lot of the classic ones, Dig Dug, etc. Let's take a closer look at it. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Okay, so here is a closer look. Again, artwork style is very much themed on Donkey Kong, although there's 3 action buttons instead of 1, mainly because some of the games require several buttons. You got the player 1, player 2 is on the other side over here. Nice joystick, of course, and what's nice is this thing, it's a pretty solid joystick. It's not one of those like screw-off tops. A lot of times my kids are playing like the arcade 1-ups, for example, and they have like the screw on top, and unintentionally they're like, it comes off. That's not the case here. So really quality buttons, and you can see here, you kind of have the speaker on the side is more Donkey Kong theme. It's identical on the other side too. This kind of reminds me of kind of what they would call a cocktail arcade back in the 80s. Pizza parlors would have them a lot, right? Where you sit down, it's a table, and the screen would flip for multiplayer. So this is player 1, it flipped to player 2 when they're ready. They were really popular in the 80s. I just love the look of this. This thing's super lightweight. I'd say it's probably 20 pounds or so. It's not too heavy for what it is. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's got a JAMA board. There's 60 games in one. Let's go ahead and hit the credit button. And now I can select. So I've got Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, Frogger, Donkey Kong Jr., Donkey Kong 3. There's some order to it, but they're not really in alphabetical order. It would be nice if it was. You have Galaxian, Dig Dug, Classic, Crush Roller, Mr. Do, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, Galaga 3, Gyrus, Tank Battalion, which is fun, 1942, Ladybug, which is a great maze game, Burger Times, one of my favorites, Mappy, Centipede, Millipede, Junior Pac-Man, Pango, Phoenix, Time Pilot, Super Cobra, Hustler, which is a pool game, Space Panic, Super Breakout, New Rally Axe, Arkanoid, Quicks, or Kicks, I think it's Quicks. I always pronounce it Quicks. Juno First, great shooter, really classic one. Xevious, Mr. Do's Castle, Moon Cresta, Pinball, Action, Scramble, Super Pac-Man, Bomb Jack, Shaolin's Road. I can't say I've ever played that. So it looks like a karate game. King and Balloon. Can't say I've really played that either. It looks like it's like a Space Invaders kind of clone. 1943. Says 1 player only. Van Car. Never played that. Pac-Man Plus. Dig Dug 2. Amidar. Can't say I've ever played that. Zaxxon. Puyan. Pleiades. Gunsmoke. The End. 1943 Kai. 1 player only. Congo Bongo, which is by Sega. It's like their answer to Donkey Kong. Jumping Jack. Miss Pac-Man 2, which is a sped up version. Galaga 2, sped up. Pac-Man 2, which is also sped up. Junior Pac-Man, which is also sped up. I like the Pac-Man games sped up. They're more fun. Pac-Man Plus, which is sped up. And that's the beginning. So let's go to Donkey Kong. Now, the thing is, if you hit the button here, this kind of goes into a preview mode. So it's not necessarily selecting game. You kind of see a preview. To select the game, you got to put the 1 player. We're going to do 2 player. The volume is actually, for those who are curious, it's actually, there's a thing here. So that's max volume. Obviously, you can mute it. So let me show you what happens when you... The screen's a really nice screen. I think it's a 19-inch screen. Really solid, though. Plays really well. Donkey Kong is just one of those games. It's super challenging. I'm going to die intentionally, so don't judge me here. I'm going to jump right into it. See what happens. Now it's going to flip, so it's going to be player 2. Now see it's upside down, and then player 2 can play. Let's see how you get back to the main menu. I think you have to, I don't know if there's a command, I think you have to pretty much die off, kill all your lives to go back to the menu. So we're going to wait for that to happen. I don't think there's a command to go back. Like in MAME and stuff, you can do that. I don't think there's a command for that. So yeah, you kind of have to wait for the lives to run out, be able to go back to the main menu, which it automatically does. You can reset it, but it does take a couple minutes for it to kind of cycle through the games. It's actually faster just to kind of kill yourself off. So let's go to free play, add a credit. Let's check out another game. I'll show you Miss Pac-Man Fast. It's a lot of fun. I kind of wish they were alphabetical. This jammer board, by the way, is very common. A lot of people have them. You can, of course, upgrade them. There's ones that have like over 400 games in one. I'm sure you can probably mod this thing to add like a Raspberry Pi if you want. I will say that the production value on this thing is really good. Better than Arcade 1-Up. It is wood. I mean, it's got a nice wood finish. It's got some bulk to it. It's not cheap. Certainly, it's not cheap as far as build quality goes. But if you're looking for something more mobile, kind of conversations piece, this is definitely something to keep an eye out for. Miss Pac-Man, let's go to, where was it? Miss Pac-Man, okay, we're gonna add credit. Let's see how fast it is, watch. Super fast. Which again, I think is more fun. Now, when you turn off the unit, the scores do reset, so I just want to give you a heads up on that as well, but that's not a big deal. You can also leave it on. Good conversation piece for sure, something to have for the game room. Etsy.com is where I picked this up on. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you guys subscribing as well, leaving a comment. What games are some of your favorite arcade games of all time? I'd have to say Donkey Kong for sure is #1. Frogger's definitely up there as well. Miss Pac-Man is up there for sure. Congo Bongo. In fact, let me show you Congo Bongo before I let you go. Okay, here's Congo Bongo. Let's go to it. This is Sega's answer, like I mentioned before, to Donkey Kong. Game has got kind of an isometric, interesting graphics. It's like Zaxxon meets Donkey Kong, right? You're supposed to avoid these coconuts instead of barrels. Let's slide down, get the green monkey, and push him off. Oh, I thought wrong button. I didn't push the right button. I pushed wrong button. My bad. Game gets very hard though. There you go. Ooh. So watch out for the monkeys. They slow you down. You can get them off. Oh, the water kills. I thought I jumped. Water kills. You got to watch out. One more shot here. This is ported to like the ColecoVision and other consoles back in the day. Oh, that was close. I have no idea how I didn't get hit there. That was nuts. Okay, I passed it. Here's the second stage. If I remember, it's like a river stage, I think. Yeah, water. This reminds me kind of like a Frogger in some ways, but the 3D graphics back in the day were, I mean, the isometric was cool, like the Zaxxons, they like to do that kind of thing. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you guys soon. Take care and game on.